This is not what I'm used to. This is not what TREY's used to. This is not what our program is used to. We've had a program that has played with toughness and pride and success. And we're still capable of doing that. But you have to do it for 40 minutes. You have to do it together. You can't let one end dictate the other. You have to slow yourself down from the neck up, not allow frustration to affect everything you do, and then compete and make plays that are positive. The first half, we played good. We played good basketball in the first half. They are a team that can make shots. They made back-to-back-to-back threes in the second half. I think that started our undoing, and we tried to do things too fast at the offensive end, and we didn't fight with the toughness that we did in the first half to make plays at the defensive end. So obviously it's disappointing for all of us. Any questions?
Steve, can you talk about the last two non-conference seasons, last year and this year in December in particular? There's some similarities with some of the losses and some of the things. What are the similarities and differences between this team in December now and that team in December then?
I'm uncertain. I really am. I know we were 7-6, and we lost some games that we thought we should win, and now we're 4-4, and have had games that we felt we should win and would win, but didn't win, including today. So hard for me right now to give you a lot of similarities, other than the fact that we're not successful, and we felt like we could be, should be, and would be, but we're not. So now what are we going to do? We're going to have to, all of us, circle the wagons, self-analyze, try to help one another, not fragment, fight together, and get one win that will give you a good taste when you leave the locker room and give you a chance to get 2 wins and do your job.
When you, in March, when that team last season was on that fence, on the fringe, that non-conference performance really mattered. After the run you've had the last 3 games and tonight in particular, how concerned are you about what that could mean down the road?
I'll be real honest. I'm not thinking March. I'm thinking, what can we do right now to feel as if we're making a positive step with our basketball team? What can I do to help as a coach? What can TREY do to help as a player? What can everyone in that locker room do to help us get off the turf, get off the court, stand tall, rely on one another, and find a way to get a victory? And you do it one day at a time, one step at a time, and that's what we're going to attempt to do. But you have to believe that you will do it, and you can, when stressful times hit, and they will for everybody. They will in life. They do in games. They do them in segments of games, and you can't give in, whether it's giving in and trying too hard, whether it's giving in and not trying hard enough. You have to fight. You have to stay with it, and you have to believe that you're good and believe you're going to make that next play a successful one for you and your team.
TREY, Coach just said you guys aren't used to this. Mm-hmm. What do you think's going on?
It's just one of those things. I just feel like we gotta, just look at ourselves in the mirror and not try to put the blame on everyone else. If we start with ourselves, I feel like we'll get a lot out of that. And being the leader of this team, it starts with me. I got to look at myself in the mirror, try to figure out what I can do better, first of all, and then what I can help to get this team going in the right direction. So I just feel like if everyone just has a restart, just takes a look at themselves, it'd be beneficial.
You've been around this program a long time before you even played here.
Yeah.
I can't remember last time fans, there was some boos tonight.
Mhm.
I'm sure you heard them.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you when you hear those?
To me personally, I don't pay attention to it. But it's not something you want to hear being the home team, hearing your home crowd boo you. But at the end of the day, the fans don't control how we play. That's on us. So it's just, like I said, we just got to look at each other, start with ourselves, and go from there.
Steve, do you see any guys pressing at all right now? And maybe Malik in particular, I know he's missed a lot of practice, and how much of a factor is that in him maybe not being a factor late in some of these games?
I said before, if you put a uniform on and say I'm gonna play, then play. And you can't say, well, I played but I wasn't 100%. You have to play, and you have to play hard, and you have to play smart. But you have to play. You have to compete. We've had a lot of guys miss practice, but that's, so have other teams. You play. You play with what you've got, and you got to fight. You got to believe. You got to fight. You got to have an attitude about you that's competitive, that has some grit, and with not only Malik, that's with every player on this team. You have to be able to do that. And tonight, I know that at times we tried too hard at the offensive end. And it led to a turnover. It led to lowering our head and going into two people. It led to then frustration. And you have to take a deep breath at the appropriate time, get a good thought, and say, I'm too good to do what I've been doing, and we're too good to do what we've been doing. The question or the statement, Mark, that you made, it's fan frustration too a little bit. So we all have pride. Our fans have pride putting on that San Diego State shirt that they wear to the game and walking around town saying, I'm an Aztec. And we want that. We want them to care. We want them to be here. We want them to care. We care. And we got to get better. It's obvious. We have to acknowledge that we've not played well, and then we have to focus on why and how can we change what we've done so far.
Coach, you right off the bat, you guys went inside and were pretty successful. I think you took 1-3 in the first 6 minutes, and you ended up shooting 24. How much of that was you adjusting to they went a little bit bigger, or how much of it was you just went away from what was working for you?
I think they did a pretty good job when they were small to begin with, and I think they did a better job of saying you're not going to throw it inside, or not going to throw it inside as easily as you want to. And 42 was a guy that made it difficult when you got it in there to score over him. So you have to slow down, you have to shot fake, you have to pivot, you have to step through, and then maybe you have to move it to someone else before you shoot it. I think that contributed part of it. We tried to go back inside. They tried to front us on some of them, and when we threw it in, we didn't have positive results from it. We couldn't find a way to get to the basket, get a score.
Another issue, I think in the last against Grand Canyon, your guards had no assists tonight. They had 1-1. Is that something they're not doing, or is that just a representative of the entire offense breaking down?
We talked about it. We showed tape on it to TREY, to Jeremy, and sometimes others have to, when they make a pass, they got to make a shot too. That's part of it. I thought in the first half, and I don't know what we wound up with for the game, but I thought in the first half we moved the ball the way it should be moved, with one or two exceptions, and that's what you have to do. And then if you're the guy on the receiving end, you got to be able to make a play to finish the play that will lead, that will show up as an assist in the book. We had a lot of potential assists that are not there because we missed shots too.
What was the priority? What was the first thing you wanted to game was over, when you walked out the court, what was that first thought you wanted to give them after losing 3 in a row?
What I said was kind of what I said here. This program has represented so many good, positive things for all of us. For me, for you, for this university and this community. You have to have a responsibility to maintain and a pride that you're going to be someone who people say, he plays hard, he plays smart, he makes plays. And we've had that. We've not had it lately, but we've had it. And I told them that. Don't think about what somebody else did or didn't do. Think about what you did and didn't do. And take care of yourself. And then together we'll take care of the team. But it's a privilege to be a part of what we are. We've got a program I'm very proud of. You're proud of. I'm not proud of how we've played lately. Look yourself in the mirror. I will too. How can you help? How can I help you? This is our team. It's not my team. It's our team.